Hello, welcome to what is technically both our last unboxing of 2024 and also our first unboxing of 2025, as I am going to be opening up my December subscription boxes for you guys. So this is a reasonably modest one, and I am hoping to keep them reasonably modest throughout the entirety of the year, which when you see the next episode of Shelf It or Scrap It that will be hitting my channel, you are going to find out why I'm going to be even more conscious about what I am purchasing in the coming year. But today we just have four of my typical subscription boxes that I get every single month, which is all three of the monthly Fairyloots and also the Illumicrate. And then the only subscription that I have purchased this month is the GOLDSBORO, which is down here. So my red packages, we have all three of the Fairyloot boxes. However, I have now got the combo box for the Romantasy and the adult Fairyloot. So I think they do combo boxes for the YA and the adult and the Romantasy. I don't know if they do one for all three yet, but it essentially just saves you on shipping. However, I believe if you do go for the combo box, you can't skip individual boxes. You would have to skip like them as a package. But Fairyloots are a UK-based... Brie, your tail is right in the way of the logo. Fairyloots are a UK-based subscription box. They have 3 monthly subscriptions. The OG one is the YA monthly subscription, which is a young adult fantasy, usually fantasy, sometimes sci-fi book with a collection of bookish goodies. And then the 2 newer ones are a adult book only subscription and a Romantasy book only subscription, which is what I have in my combo box. And these 2 books are the ones that I'm the most excited about from today's unboxing. All of Fairyloot's editions are exclusive editions as well, and I have been spoiled for the Romantasy book and it is stunning. But of course, a big thank you to Fairyloot for sending these to me to show to you guys today. And my second rep package is the December Illumicrate. So like Fairyloot, they are a UK-based subscription box, and in here I will find a brand new exclusive hardback either fantasy or sci-fi book, as well as a selection of bookish goodies. And of course, a big thank you to Illumicrate for sending me this box to show to you guys. And if you would like to get your hands on an Illumicrate after watching this video, you can use my code Becca5 to get yourself a discount on a 3 or a 6 month subscription. And then the one that I have paid for is the December GOLDSBORO. This is one that I was mildly interested in. It was one that could have gone either way, but I feel like there is a chance that I'm going to enjoy it. It is stunning. It reminds me a lot of Godkiller by Hannah Kana, and I believe it centers around Greek mythology. That is all I can tell you. But seeing as I've gone into this with a little bit more depth, I'm just going to crack this one open first. So the GOLDSBORO Science Fiction and Fantasy Fellowship is a monthly sci-fi, obviously sci-fi and fantasy subscription that gives you a brand new sci-fi or fantasy release in an exclusive signed and numbered first edition, which is the main draw of GOLDSBORO. Their editions are not as fully customized as like Fairyloot and Illumicrate tend to be, but you do have the fact that they are limited to 2,000 and they are numbered editions. In my experience with the book picks, they do tend to skew a little bit more literary than other subscription boxes. Not that all of their picks are literary, sci-fi and fantasy, but like a decent amount of them are. And that is why I was torn on this one, because I don't typically like mythology books that skew more literary fiction. I like them when they skew more fantasy. So I think that this one does, but sometimes you can just never be sure. As usual, I truly appreciate the GOLDSBORO packaging because I recycle and reuse my bubble wrap. So the December GOLDSBORO book is Daughter of Chaos by A.S. Webb. GOLDSBORO do announce their picks ahead of time as well, so you get plenty of notice what is coming up. You can normally see like the next 2 books ahead. The cover on this one is the standard UK cover, but it does, as you maybe can tell, it does look a lot like Godkiller by Hannah Kana, and the edge also reminded me a lot of Godkiller. I feel like the reason why I think I'm gonna like this, even though I haven't actually read Godkiller, is because I've heard really good things about Godkiller, which is actually on my January TBR, so I will be reading it soon. And this is like, it's super reminiscent of the Godkiller cover, but I can't really remember what this one is about aside from what I've told you, so I will just read the synopsis. It will be her destiny to hunt the gods. In ancient Greece, the 12 gods demand the ultimate tribute: food, treasure, and even human sacrifice. There are some mortals who cling to a desperate prophecy, telling of the one to come who'll set them free, but few truly believe it. Until Danae, don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, a fisherman's daughter, eats a mysterious golden apple, and suddenly her life unravels and a strange and dangerous fate unfolds before her. Chased from her home, she neither understands nor fully controls the path ahead. One that will find Danae? Walking the winding roads of heroes. There she encounters and befriends the mighty demigod Heracles. Together they will seek out monsters to battle, but Danae's destiny is not to fight beasts. She will hunt the gods, like Godkiller. She will drag them screaming from Olympus. So let me know what you think down below. Let me know if you've read this one. I still, having read the synopsis again, do not know whether it is going to skew more literary or fantasy. My hope is for fantasy, but we will see when I get to this one. So next up, we will go for the Illumicrate. As I have mentioned in my last couple of unboxings, the Illumicrate books for September, October through to December have not been my favorites, like ones that I'm especially looking forward to, but I am excited for their January book, which the theme I have here on the back of the spoilers. It is Fantasy Emporiums. It's one that I am intrigued about, but I think it is a cozy fantasy, which I'm not sure about. But the theme for December is ride or die, so I think we're getting a sci-fi here because it has a rocket on it. And if you would like to read the spoilers, you can pause here and take a look. We have one of the Illumicrate mugs on the top here. The theme on this one is cut and carve. All of the Illumicrate mugs are designed by Rosie Fawn, and I have the majority of them, I think. I am going to check to be sure. My gut is telling me Greenbone Saga. Yes, it's the No Peak Clan. I'm surprised I got that. Based on the box, I really didn't think I was going to. Ooh, the next one we have is one of, oops, backwards, one of these velvet pouches. I really like these ones. We actually reorganized, kind of cleaned out this entire room just before Christmas. And I found that I have a lot of Bookish pouches, but I do really like the velvet ones. The last thing I used them for was to take all of my chargers and my wires with me when I went to Egypt, because they're like a good size for a makeup bag, and I feel like with the velvet they look like a makeup bag, but I don't really need a makeup bag right now. And this one is inspired by The Last Hour Between Worlds, which I think was that the last Illumicrate book. Oh, Merwild bookmarks, but what is the fandom? I have all of the sets of Merwild bookmarks now. I had to buy the Red Rising ones because those are the ones that I missed, but I really love them, and I love the art. So I think, having not read this series, I think that this is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. Let's see if I'm right. Yes, the Caves Water Crew. It was this guy that sold it for me, and I feel like he's the most generic looking man, but I think he's called like Ronan, and I've seen fan art of him in the past. I wonder which one of these fine young fellows is Genzi. I guess one day I'll read it and find out. I do actually have it, I just haven't gotten to it yet. And then down at the bottom, the last item is the 2025 calendar, which I am glad because this is the desk calendar. I think last year there was a desk calendar and I did use it, but I didn't have it on my desk because I don't have the space for it. It had some really nice art in it though. I actually found it when we were doing that clear out the other day. Ooh, okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell the fandoms here, but I'll see if I can guess any. I can't guess that one. Ooh, is this one A Dark Shade of Magic? Yes. I love this game. Ooh, this one, I don't think, is it Bookshops and Bone Dust, not Legends and Lattes? Oh, it is Legends and Lattes. Okay, I went too obscure with that one. This is based solely on that girl's outfit. I want to say Tempest of Tea. Oh my god, I'm so good at this. I swear to you guys, like in the viewfinder of my camera, I cannot see the text. I can barely see the pictures. Oh, this one? No, it can't be. Is this one, do I have it? No, I unhauled it. Our Dark Duet by V. Schwab. No, it's not. It's The Falconer by Elizabeth May. I thought, see, this is proof that I can barely see the pictures. I thought that these were violin bows. Swords. No. Ah, Master of Gin. Makes sense why I wouldn't get that one. Ooh, is this one Feybound? I don't think it is The Final Strife. Yes. I'm doing all right, I think. Maybe Girls of Paper and Fire? Oh, no, The Dragon Republic. Oh, these guys look like shadow hunters, but I don't think they actually are. Darkest Mercy by Melissa Marr. I would never have gotten that one. Nope. Oh, Pride by Ali Hazelwood. See, if I'd have read it yet, I would have known that. Oh, a clock. This feels like the last Illumicrate book, is it there? The Last Hour Between Worlds? Have we not already had that? Oh no, that's right. Wow. It was the clock that gave that one away. A Girl and a Dog. I want to say Emily Wilde. I don't think that's right. Oh, it is right. Wow, I forgot that there was even a dog in that. Apparently some part of my brain knew though. Anyway, that was a calendar art guessing game. I hope you enjoyed. And then the book of the month for December is Hamajang Look by Makana Yamamoto. So this one is an exclusive cover, so I will overlay the original over the top. I think it's just a different colorway. I'm not sure if the other one has a gradient like this one, but I'm pretty sure it's like a bluey green color like the spoiler card is. So this one is obviously purple blue gradient with matching edges. We have custom end pages. I think that this is like a sci-fi heist kind of story. Maybe I will like this one. It's not one that I assume I'm going to like, but I do think that there is a chance that I could. And oh, under the dust jacket we have a printed unfoiled hardcover. This is the kind of printing and foiling that I like, where I don't feel like the foiling is distracting from the printing. So all I know about this is what it says on the back, which is 8 Misfits, 2 X's, One Last Heist. It's giving me kind of Illuminate vibes, or like Aurora Rising, is that the first book? By J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman, like that kind of fun, like big cast space opera. So the synopsis says Hamajang, adjective. Definition: in a disorderly or chaotic state, messed up, chiefly in predicative use. Etymology: a borrowing from Hawaiian pidgin. Source: Oxford English Dictionary. Edie is done with crime. 8 years behind bars changes a person, costs them too much time with too many of the people who need them most. And it's all Angel's fault. She sold Edie out in what should have been the greatest moment of their lives. Instead, Edie was shipped off to the icy prison planet, spinning far below the soaring sky bridges and neon catacombs of Kepler space station, of home, to spend the best part of a decade alone. But then a chance for early parole appears out of nowhere, and Edie steps into the pallid sunlight to find none other than Angel waiting. And she has an offer. One last job, one last deal, one last target. The trillionaire tech god they failed to bring down last time. There's just one thing Edie needs to do. Trust Angel again, which also happens to be the last thing Edie wants to do. What could possibly go all hamajang about this plan? Ocean's 8 meets Blade Runner in this trailblazing debut science fiction novel and swashbuckling love letter to Hawaii about being forced to find a new home and striving to build a better one. Unmissable for fans of Gideon the Ninth and Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I don't believe those references just because, like I said from the synopsis, it's given like too much fun, too fast a pace for those, but we'll see. Like I said, it's not one that I assume I'm going to love, but if all of the elements are executed well, then I think I will like it because it's elements that I have enjoyed before. So down in the comments, let me know what your favorite item from this month's box was. I think that this is a solid box. I think that all of the items are items that I like, but none of the fandoms are fandoms that I love. So I think for a lot of people, this is a box that will really hit, but for me, it's kind of just solid. I think my favorite item in general, I'm gonna have to go for the mug because I do like the mugs and this is a series that I do like. I love Merwild bookmarks in general, but I haven't read the Raven Boys, so they're not like especially impactful to me, but I know a lot of people will love this. Right, so I think because I'm most excited about the books in the combo box from Fairyloot, we're gonna go for the YA first. Can't remember what the book is, but I have looked up spoilers in the past, so I will have seen it. Oh no, I do know what it is, and I don't think I'm going to love this book because it looks Victorian. That is an assumption based on the cover, but I wouldn't have purchased it based on the cover because it looks like something that I wouldn't enjoy. But the spoilers are way at the bottom. We've got lots of exciting things in here though, I can tell already. The theme for this month is Dragon Law, and once again based on the theme, I don't think this book is going to be for me, but I know it will tick a lot of boxes for a lot of people. Here are the spoilers if you guys would like to pause and take a look. The first item that we can see on top is a Daughter of the Moon Goddess blanket. I do use these blankets for, mainly for Hamilton. Brie does use a couple, so they do come in handy. This one, ooh, this one feels different. It has like a corded edge on it, but I'll see if I can find, oh, it's got people on. Can you guys see? Can you see it? I can't see it. It looks from the back, it looks like it looks good, but I can't see it. I like the blues though, because obviously that matches this room. We also have, ooh, what is this? Oh, it's like a spa headband for taking your makeup off. Obviously it would go under your hair, but I'm not ruining my fringe right now for this. And this one is inspired by Language of Dragons, which may be the book of the month. I know it has dragons in it and dragons on the front. Ooh, these are journaling stencils, which I have never seen before in a subscription box. I don't really journal, but these could come in handy because one of the reasons I don't journal is because I can't draw. I can, but I can't. So you have some cool embellishments to add to your journal. I like that you have like a dragon. There's a fairy as well, and then these ones are books. These are pretty cool actually. We then have a book which looks like it's inspired by Fourth Wing. I'm basing that on the gold dragon though. It could just be like a generic, yeah, it's just a dragon journal. It's not inspired by anything specific. And it says it's a journal. I'm interested to see, because I feel like we've had a couple of books from both Illumicrate and Fairyloot like over the recent months, so I'm interested to see if this has anything in it or whether it's, yeah, it's just blank, which is cool actually because they provided the stencils and the book, so, and 'tis the season to start a new journal. I actually really like this. I like the design, and it also has like a velvet touch cover on it. I am a stationery hoarder though. I have too many commitment issues to actually use them. We also have foiled bookmarks inspired by The Night Ends with Fire. I'm sure that's a book that I have from a subscription box over the last few months. These are stunning. These are seriously gorgeous. So my favorite ones are the two, I think is this one a phoenix and this one's like a sea serpent, but I also really love like the art style of these characters. I wonder who the artist is for these. Luxury Banshee is their Instagram handle. I will definitely be checking them out because I love these. I hope I like the book now as well. I'd be sad if I don't. And then before we get into the book of the month, the final thing we have are the collectible tarot cards. I think we're coming to the end of this deck. I think it might end maybe around April, May time. Today's cards are the 3 and the 4 of planets. Based on the character art, I would assume they're from the book of the month. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the book of the month is A Language of Dragons. I definitely know it has a dragon on the cover and also looks kind of Victorian. I have lost the book though. Oh, here it is. I am excited to see what Fairyloot have done with the cover though, because I don't love, like I said, if I saw the cover of the original in a shop I wouldn't buy it, so I'm hoping they've done something like really special with it, but we'll see. So in here as well we have the monthly fairy scoop as well as the bookmark that matches the spoiler card art, and the book is A Language of Dragons by S.F. Williamson. So this cover is a complete custom one, so I will overlay the original over the top. I do definitely prefer this one, and I really love the art style of this dragon as well as like the turquoisey like magenta purple color scheme. Still don't think this is going to be a book that I enjoy though, purely because of the time period that it's set in, or that I'm assuming it's set in based on all of the imagery I've seen. The edge though. That is cool. I love that. That is very pretty. We also have custom foiled end pages. Yeah, the year is 1923 and that is just not my era. We also have Underdust Jacket art, which is an alternate dust cover. I think I prefer the one on the front, but I like the art style and specifically the dragon on the undercover one. And I love the printed hardcover. This is a very pretty book. This reminds me of the covers of the Nevermore series by Jessica Townsend. So sadly I don't think this one will be for me, but let's see what it's about at least. The synopsis says London 1923. Dragons soar through the skies and protests erupt on the streets, but Vivian Featherswallow isn't worried. She's going to follow the rules and get an internship studying dragon languages. By midnight, Viv has started a civil war. With her parents arrested and her little sister missing, all the safety Viv has worked for is collapsing around her. So when a lifeline is offered in the form of a mysterious job, she grabs it. Arriving at Bletchley Park, Viv discovers that she has been recruited to uncover the secrets of a hidden dragon language. If she succeeds, she and her family can all go home again. If she doesn't, they'll all die. But the more Viv learns, the more she realizes that the bubble she's grown up in isn't as safe as she thought, and eventually she must decide, what war is she really fighting? I also love that. So the art is stunning. In terms of the topics of a book, I don't think it's for me based on it's pretty much exclusively the time period. This is slightly past the Victorian era, which is my least favorite time period to read from, but I also don't love pretty much anything between the late 1800s. So anything from the Victorian era or just before Victorian through to like anything in the 1900s up until I want to say the 80s. So that 150 year time period is not for me. I'm just not that interested, but it is a gorgeous, gorgeous book. Let me know once again down in the comments what your favorite item from this month's box is. For me, it is going to be, I like a lot of the art on everything that's in this box, if I'm being honest. Based on the art style, the bookmarks, I do really love this, but I just know that I'm a stationery hoarder as opposed to a stationery user. So I don't know if I'm going to get any use out of it. And I do need to rectify that. I really, really do. But it's just hard. I have commitment issues, okay? And then our final box is the Romantasy Adult Combo Box. Like I said, these two are the ones that I'm the most excited for. So I'm glad that we've saved them until last. And, ooh, that's thick. I think that's the Romantasy. So I'm most excited for the Romantasy of the two, but I have been spoiled already for the Romantasy cover, so I think we're gonna go with what I assume is the Romantasy first. This is one of the indie fantasy romances that was picked up by a traditional publisher. If it's it's not the right one. It's not the right one. This one is the Romantasy, the smaller one. I'm surprised actually. But yeah, this was a indie fantasy romance that was picked up by the publisher. It is an author who was at Rare, but I didn't have a book because it was the in-between period where this hadn't been published yet. And she also did an event in Leeds recently that I was going to go to, but I didn't have the book yet. This edition though is stunning. The theme for the month is A Love Most Divine. So pretty. It's so pretty. If this is not my favorite edition of this unboxing, then the adult box has to have done something really special because I love this. The back says, I would turn the world to darkness for you. I have to stand. I will put the original cover over the top because this is so different. The original cover is fine. If I walk past it in a bookshop, I would probably buy it, but it's not this. This is stunning and I'm obsessed. So this one is Heavenly Bodies by Imani Aru. I'm really not sure actually how you pronounce her surname, so I'll have to look that up when it comes around to me reading this. But it is, it's signed by the author. Very nice. The edges on here are also phenomenal. The end papers, also phenomenal. Oh my days, I'm even more excited to read this than I was already. And then under the dust jacket, I think we have, so this is the original cover, but this is an alternate colorway. So I think the original is navy, this one's purple. And oh my god, this is the prettiest book I own, right? I think it's because it's like all celestial and night sky and stuff. So like, how could I not love it? This is wow. So the synopsis on this one, because I'll be real, I don't know what it's about. I just know I need to read it. But it says, you know the most dangerous kind of villain, a woman with nothing left to lose. Yes, bitch, I always support women's wrongs. In a world ruled by the stars, cruel and merciless gods, Alara has been cursed by fate. Prophecy promises she will fall for a star, but it will kill them both. When the Star of Wrath and War descends to hunt Alara, the neighboring kingdom sees an opportunity to take her from her home, the Kingdom of Night, to Helios, the Kingdom of Light, where she strides straight into the arms of an enemy prince. You go, girl. There, Alara is forced to either let Prince Lorenzo train her into a weapon worthy of battling against the tyrannical reign of the stars, or to accept her fate. But there are shadows even within the Kingdom of Light, and they threaten to reveal the darkness in Lorenzo's past and the ancient magic that slumbers in Alara's veins, and with it all, the undeniable star-crossed pull between them. I am a sucker for an enemies to lovers story, which I'm not sure if this exactly fits that vibe, but it is star-crossed lovers. I'm also a sucker for that. I also, just while we're on the topic of it, my favorite trope, he falls first, she falls harder. Grumpy Sunshine, where he is the grump and she's the sunshine. So if it's any of those, it's going to be a win from me. I'm obsessed. This is going to be my favorite edition of the unboxing, of course. And then especially because I've seen the color on this and it's not my favorite color, I feel. But the adult box, the theme is Pretty Lies. And this one is a new book by an author who I have books by that I haven't read, if I'm being honest. But I've heard amazing things about them and I do want to read them. And this one is The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson. Now, all I know about this is the author name. Based on the format of the title, it feels like I academia / mystery book, but I don't think that it is. That's just purely assumption. I will overlay the original cover over the top so you guys can see the difference. I personally prefer the original cover right now because of the color scheme, which is pretty much like this color scheme, as opposed to this, I want to say like periwinkle blue. The edges, it's just giving more of like a pastel-y cottagecore vibe than I expected from this book, I feel, especially with the edges and all of the mushrooms like up the sides. Very different vibes from the inside though. These are the vibes that I'm here for. And then the end papers on the other side, it's given very like ancient Greek. What's that period? The period with the, is it the Renaissance? No. The Sistine Chapel ceiling kind of vibes. I know that's biblical, but I'm not an art girl. I think it shows. I think it shows. This one is the original cover in a different colorway. It is obviously a little bit more purple. And then under the dust jacket, we have a foiled and printed cover. This one, I don't mind the way that it's foiled and printed, but I still think it's like the lilac-y, duck egg kind of blue vibe. It's just really throwing me off because the original cover is so dark. It's just not the vibe that I thought that this book had. It does have a bound-in letter from the author as well, as I'm pretty sure all of these books do. And the synopsis, because like I said, all I know is the author name. How big is this book? 551, so it's a chunky one. But the synopsis says, oh, it's Fae. Did not know that. Never make a deal with the Fae. After losing both their parents, Bristol Keats and her sisters struggle to stay afloat in their small, quiet town of Bowes Keep. When Bristol begins to receive letters from an aunt she's never heard of who promises to help, she discovers that everything she thought she knew about her family is a lie. Her father might even still be alive, kidnapped by terrifying creatures from another realm. Desperate to save her father, Bristol journeys to a land of gods, fae, and monsters. There she makes a deadly bargain with the fae leader, Tigan. But what she doesn't know is that he's the one who drove her parents to live a life on the run, and he is just as determined as she is to find her father, dead or alive. A heart-wrenching love story that spans worlds and decades. The courting of Bristol Keats is Mary E. Pearson's adult fantasy fiction debut. Sounds like fantasy romance to me as well, which I can always get behind. It does have a ribbon bookmark, and as I've discussed before, I don't love those, but I mean, it's a nice addition. I know a lot of people do really like those, and I'm the outlier there as well anyway. So that brings us to the end of this unboxing. It was a good one, I think. So here are all of the special editions that we have unboxed today. I think that my favorite one, let me show you the edges first and then I'll just state the obvious again. Yeah, there's a really nice selection of edges actually, and I don't think that the Heavenly Bodies one is the standout here. I think that these standout edges are from A Language of Dragons, but the standout edition for me is definitely Heavenly Bodies. Something that does concern me slightly is that I feel like it is channeling the Hurricane Wars a little bit, and like the Fairyloot edition of that. I don't know whether that is just like the color palette, but I'm sure I don't think that the books are necessarily comparable at all. It's just that's the book that I really don't like. So down in the comments, let me know what your favorite edition from this month's unboxing is. Like I said, mine is definitely Heavenly Bodies, and in, I guess, homage to Heavenly Bodies, leave me a star emoji down in the comments if you would like to let me know that you were here but you don't feel like you have anything to say. So once again, a big thank you to Fairyloot and Illumicrate for sending me some of the boxes that I opened for you guys in this video. If you would like to get your hands on any of the boxes that I opened here today, then there are links down in my description box to the websites and the social medias of all of the subscriptions that I showed for you. But aside from that, guys, please don't forget to like this video if you liked it and subscribe if you wanna. If you head into my description box, you'll also find a link to my Goodreads, my Instagram, and my Patreon if you would like to join me on any of those. But that's it from me today, guys. Bye!
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you'll go where nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.